Right. So, back to Sword Art Online. So, it seems likely that the scientist dude who created the world probably set up all kinds of experiments which likely either ended in disaster or, for some reason or another, were ignored by the community. Maybe they're hidden by the government, who cares? The point is, the world could be manipulating, the scientists in charge of the world could be manipulating the players, both within the world and outside the world. Now, bear with me. Remember the AI girl is a girl who got saved by a couple in the game. If the nerve gear has a dual nature of learning while limiting, then people who are exceptionally good at overcoming limitations should be very important to whatever made the AI girl and the AI girl program in general. So clearly when she's introduced to the characters, there has to be a reason for that because it's a rule-based world and they are the strongest people in this rule-based world. So she is an AI designed to help people get out of a depression or something like that, but she sticks with the happy people because the happy people are, I don't know, quasi-magical to a system of rules, is my interpretation. Speech synthesis and the logic behind it are limited by the language used when it's suggested that they are the most happy people in the game world or something like that. I think someone online said that. That's a point that I don't remember from the series, but it's been brought up. There's a guy called BG on YouTube. Whatever. Most happy, it might not mean that they are the most happy, therefore but it might actually mean that their emotions and significance of what they are in the world, their emotions become extra significant to the system of rules that is used to normal human behavior, and because they don't behave like anyone else in the system, they are very, very interesting. So, with the AI girl being rescued by them and given agency within the world, with the world not pursuing her, not adjusting itself to pursue her again, that to me suggests that the AI girl was intentionally placed as a functional early AI that needs to evolve, and they are targets for her to have parents. Quite literally, the world gives the players an adopted daughter so that the adopted daughter can then grow as an individual based on what the game world has learned from humans and what it's modeled from that research. If you think about it, now here's the thing about the outside influence idea. If you think about it, what if the systems behind the nerve gear intentionally created that psychopath in early season 2A? I'm used to watching Teen Wolf, so whenever a season is cut into monotonous, whatever, I just 2A, 2B, so on. So what if the psychopath in 2A was intentionally manipulated by the system, the system sent him out on a killing spree in order for double sword loner guy to meet that super awesome aim girl and all kinds of other players. We see players that are both emotionally significant and players that are emotionally significant for some reason. Those are the players who are left alive in the game world, left with exceptional skill in the game world. So why if the game world super evaluates people with emotions and is learning to focus on valuing people with emotions? How else would you create an artificial intelligence with a massive scope which can replicate itself, if not by making it learn to evaluate emotions, making it consider emotions significant? If the nerve gear is there to evolve, what if every encounter in the game world was engineered? What if everything is engineered to teach the animal worlds how to structure themselves? Animal worlds are structures of mechanics that sometimes take up their own personalities, as we've seen in what became of the animal world when they were widespread. We see living things getting killed by players, and the players who are emotionally valuable fighting the bad evil things that like killing the good evil things. That whole elephant, pixie, whatever it was thing, and with the poor giving them a sword and so on. What if the game worlds are making up their minds? Because the game worlds are evolving based on their interactions with the players, it would stand to reason that the player's selfishness imprints on the game worlds just as well as the player's non-selfishness. Maybe there's an animal world out there that really likes having sex or whatever. The idea is, what if the game worlds are themselves alive and forming a consciousness? As they will grow, they will get more AI-like and sentient. That's what I'm getting at.